All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another weekly wrap or weekend review, whatever you want to call it. Got me and Rob tonight. He's just adjusting his position. I think he looks perfect now. We've got a few in the chat. Dam is there. He says wild. They're all saying wild. Reeves says wild. GT23 says agrios. Is talking Greek. And then Rob's put in the house there. But you're here with me and my good friend Rob. Rob, how we doing?
We're doing absolutely great. We're top of the table, 15 games unbeaten. Go the city, mate. We're
Now
brilliant.
there's a Premier League show, not a Champions League show.
Oh crap. All right, if we have to. Damn
We
it.
do have to, but we will definitely get into City a bit later. I mean, I don't know how long it's been since City have lost two back-to-back league games, but they have. But
Three
we will
three domestic losses in a row, including the
exactly the cup, yeah. So
yeah.
we will definitely get onto that, and we've got Rob here to talk about it with us, who is our resident Manchester City fan. But what I'll do is I'll bring up the results because there was actually a catch-up game. I actually thought this was a bit weird by the league. They made Luton play
Yeah.
Wednesday, and then they were the opening game. So I'll bring up the
Yeah.
results, which was a bit weird. So obviously in that game there, Luton lost. Burnley got their first win of the season, was 2-1. Um, yeah, and then they made them play again on Saturday, which is the game we'll go
Crazy.
into. We'll talk about. Yeah, I thought that was a bit unfair on them. Why didn't they make
Yeah.
the Spurs Luton game on Monday or Sunday or something? I don't know. But the results are there. The first one we'll talk about is Luton Spurs, which I thought, like I said, was unfair to make them play. But Ange goes top of the table. Rob, he's shutting up a few people, isn't he?
He is. And Costa has no clue, seems to have a clue.
And that's what they were calling him somewhere. I remember that getting thrown around back in the day. Posta no
Yeah.
clue. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. He I mean, the guy got sent off for a diving, already being on a yellow card.
Yeah, it was
That,
silly. It was very. He knew it too. You could see in his face. He thought he did it, and he was like, oh, like he knew it
total
was
muck.
so dumb.
But
Yeah,
and shut shop. He took off Richarlison, then he took off his captain.
yeah. He took off Son. I think they ended the game with Son, Richarlison, and Madison off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you know what? Madison is looking a very, very astute purchase, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely,
He set
definitely.
up he set up the goal again.
He did. He did.
It just and well, can't complain, Ange is undefeated and Arsenal are undefeated.
Yeah, that's right. Well, like Reborn says, what did Spurs win a trophy again with a cheeky smile? So hey, to them, maybe they have. And Dam says, "Hey, Dr. Laz and KP, how we doing? I'm very good, Dam. I'll bring up your little thing for you.
Yep. Damn, I've been
And
better.
yeah, and then he's saying hello to the others. Well, yeah, but what I found from it was, listen, that was the game in bygone years that Tottenham will go lose against the bottom
Mm,
team, or one of the bottom
yeah,
teams, and
yeah.
they went down to 10 men. They kept, resilient. Richarlison missed a sitter.
He did.
Albeit
Yeah, he did.
Luton did miss a sitter that added Boyu up front. He missed an
Yeah.
absolute sitter. But, Brian L. Spillner says, KP, how's it going, brother? How you going, Brian? What's up,
Hey,
mate? Nice
Brian.
to see you here. Good to see you here. And Dam says Leeds beat Bristol. But as we keep telling Dam, this is a Premier League show. So
Sorry,
we
Dan.
might talk,
Never heard of him, mate.
we
Never
might
heard of
talk
him.
about that next year. But Brian, good to have you here. Please, everyone, if you're new, like, share, subscribe. But yeah, it was real. I mean, it was good effort by Tottenham. In the end, people were going to beat him with a stick. It was only Luton. It was only this, but he's undefeated, isn't he?
Thing is, you got to win those tough games, and going down to 10 men, as long as you get the result, hey, you win 1-0 every week, you win the league. So
Yeah, exactly right. So listen, I said to Chris today, I said, listen, he's
good
obviously,
job.
he's going to have the hard. He hasn't had the Liverpool. He's played Arsenal, but he's going to have the Liverpool. The City. He's got tests to come, but
Yeah.
he's doing real well. So power to him. If my team can't win the league, which they probably can't, so, you know.
And if you guys are old enough, even the Fonz is on board.
Yeah, he is. He is. I saw it and I was like, Jesus, look at him. That's it. Listen, I was saying it to my dad. We were having a barbecue on that yesterday with my father-in-law and that, and I was saying, listen, if Ange wasn't Australian, he would have been coaching in the Premier League 10 years ago. He's just had
Mm.
that, like the players do. He's got the Australian thing, so we need the Premier League back on SBS again, like the old school days, Brian says. Oh, mate, that's what I grew up on that.
I
So
agree. Damn, I can be nice. All depends.
didn't the
Only when we're
Fonz
winning.
die? The
Only
Fond,
when we're winning. No, he
he said
didn't,
didn't.
Dan. He
No,
didn't
hey,
die.
maybe the character died, but Wrinkler didn't. The
No,
actor.
no. Henry Winkler's alive and well.
Henry Winkler's alive. Yeah,
Sent Ange a signed poster.
yeah, he did. He did. So,
Crazy. But
but
no,
yeah,
look,
it was.
all good. All good for Spurs, mate. They got the result. That's all you
Yeah,
got to do.
that's what I think. So that can take us into the next day. I'll bring the results up again. Where we got them here? Oh, there we go. So the next day, I mean, we can go into it. We'll touch on it straight away. Man United, they beat Brentford 2-1. They were losing for
Yeah, wow.
most of the game. I mean, they scored two
I
goals.
was
McTominay touched the ball four times and he scored two goals. But listen, you know what I was saying to people? Listen, it's not the ideal win. It's not the win you want, but that's what football's about. Those moments. So
But people like say, "Oh, they scored the last 2 minutes. Not fair." Hey, you keep going to the final whistle. You learn that as a
yeah,
junior. No,
yeah,
McTominay's on fire at the moment for country.
yeah. He is.
I think
Yeah,
he's just transferred that, and to some extent, the Man City, win against QPR all those years ago in 2012.
of course. Yeah,
This resembled this just a little bit
yeah. I know what you
because
mean. Well,
all hope
yeah,
seemed lost. 92 minutes, you're 1-0 down.
yeah,
All hope seemed lost, and yet
yeah.
they come up with
Well,
results.
that's what I got from. What I got from it is it could be one of those watershed moments that just gets you on a roll of winning games. Because our next game, I think, is Sheffield United. Then we got Copenhagen, and then we got Man City at Old Trafford. Which, if you want to play Man City at any time, it's probably now because they're
Yeah.
not in the best way. So, listen, I know it's a hard job for Ten Hag. I mean, he's got three left backs. Not one of them is fit. Like they're all injured. Wan-Bissaka's injured. Varane was injured. Martinez is injured. So his whole back line's injured.
Yeah.
Onana hasn't settled yet. Listen, I mean, I told John, I thought John would have saved that goal. It was that, I don't know what's wrong with
Oh,
him.
that was awful. You would have
Yeah,
saved that.
listen, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's definitely a better goalkeeper than that. We all know that.
That
So,
was awful.
yeah, so listen, he has to improve. He can't get any worse. So, like Hoyland, I think Hoyland looks amazing up front. Like for a
Yeah.
19-year-old, he's got the
Yeah.
world at his feet. So,
And you know what? They were very tight on Rashford. So as
yeah,
long as others start moving around him, because Haaland is experiencing the same thing. There are two, three players around him. He's just got to drag them out of the game,
yeah.
set everyone else up.
I think at the moment, from watching United in depth a bit more than everyone else, I think Rashford is missing Luke Shaw because he's not having that overlap that's taking away the second defender, and he gets the ball. There's three guys on him, whereas he
Yeah.
used to have Shaw overlapping him. And I mean, Lindelof was playing left back on the weekend, who's a centre back, right footer.
Yeah, wow.
So he didn't have a fullback to support him, and it's but we got the win. Yeah, like listen, it's not ideal, but we all know Eric Ten Hag's a better manager than what the team is showing. They're obviously playing for him because they fought to the end to win the game. So, yeah, I don't know. Listen, I think it's a bit like where we're going to talk about them in a second. The team that you tipped to do a lot better this year, but I was saying to you, listen, I think they're going to thump someone at some point, and now they've won two in a row, and they spanked Burnley. They're playing. That's what I think's going to happen. They're just going to get going. So, but yeah, United got the win. I wish there wasn't an international break right now as a United fan. I wish we got to go play a Champions League game 2 days later now and just. But it is. It is what it is.
And as a City fan, I'm looking forward to this break because we need it.
Exactly. So it's different for every team, every supporter. Reborn says England, Australia on Friday. Yeah, so that's the friendly, and then England playing a qualifier a couple of days later, aren't they? Is that right?
Yeah,
Australia, England. Is it in England?
I believe so.
It would be. It would have to be. I think
I
so.
believe so.
Yeah. GT says if a goal's kicked after the siren in AFL, it's a great win. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Chris is there. He says, how you going? Brian saying hello to Chris. How you going? Big man. They're all saying hello. Yep.
Big man,
And
keep tipping Spurs, mate, because they're going to lose soon.
yeah, he says happy Spurs are greater than Man City, he reckons. I don't know about that, but they're definitely on top of them at the moment. But yeah, we'll go into the next team I want to touch on. We'll touch on them like I just talked about them is Chelsea. So they end up spanking Burnley 4-1. And I think the big thing to do with them playing well is Raheem Sterling he played a part in every goal. He scored
He
one,
did.
he
He
set
did.
up two, and the last one it was all his work. He didn't get the assist, but he ran down the wing, crossed it to Palmer, who cut it back to Jackson. So I think that's a big thing for them. And listen, like I said about Ten Hag, we know Pochettino's a better manager than what they're showing.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, so listen,
yeah.
Burnley on the other hand, I mean, the only team they've beaten is Luton, and they only beat them 2-1. I still
And you
think
know
they're in
what?
trouble, but
Burnley scored first against Chelsea too.
they did, and that actually that showed Chelsea's character a bit. They went 1-0 down and won 4-1. So
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah,
I think Chelsea will start to get on a roll. I don't think he's putting Mudryk hasn't really probably worked him out yet.
yeah,
Sterling could have squared the ball a couple more times. They could have had a couple more
yeah,
goals.
true, exactly,
So Poch has got to control him because he
yeah,
starts doing that. And yeah, some of these wingers that cut in and they don't cut the ball back,
yeah, yeah.
that's got to stop.
And I think the one of the big things for him is Sterling didn't get called up to the England squad. He's got him for 2 weeks now. He's got him at training for 2 weeks. You know,
Right.
he's Jackson. I don't know if he's an international. He's got some young players that he gets to work with now for 2 weeks and actually train.
You know who
So
assisted McTominay's second goal, don't you?
yeah, I know. Hey, listen, you know what I was saying the whole time? It didn't bother me that
Champion!
it didn't bother me that Evans and Maguire were playing because against Brentford you should dominate the ball. And I think Maguire, he plays better that he doesn't have the armband on now. There's a bit less pressure. Not saying he's the best defender.
Yeah.
He's definitely not. He's not our first choice, but he's there. He's an international, so he's got to know the fundamentals of the game, and that's what he did on the weekend, and they were fine. So, the goal wasn't his fault; it was actually Lindelof's fault, and Onana was a terrible save.
Yeah.
Like we said, he could have put his hat on it and saved it. But yeah, I'll read a few of these chats.
I would have got it.
What does he say here? Big man loves supporting clubs that capitulate late in the seasons. And there you go. He's having a shot at him. Brian says, I watched recently Craig Foster and Ange interview where they both got fired up. Classic. The Foz got quite angry. That was when he was coaching the Joeys. And Foster said to him, oh, you should quit. And I pretty much, Les Murray was in between them. He said, well, I'm not quitting. Like, what coach is just going to, and they only just made up about that recently, I think. So
Craig Foster's an idiot.
he is. He's got no idea. Absolutely no idea.
He keeps saying these outrageous things and he can't back them up. He hasn't coached.
No,
He played in a mediocre.
he barely played.
No,
He was
no,
terrible. Yeah, I agree.
no.
Brian says, spot on, KP. Yeah, I remember it because I remember my dad losing it about it at the time when we were younger. So, but yeah, Chelsea look like they're getting on track. 2 wins in a row. And, the funny thing I was going to talk about it is Man United, we beat Wolves, right? First game of the season. And everyone went on about how bad we were in a game that we won. Wolves have beaten Man City now. They drew with Aston Villa. No, but they drew with Aston Villa last night. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
no one said a word about that. But when we actually beat Wolves,
yeah.
it's big news that we were crap. Maybe they're just better than everyone thinks. You know what I mean? So
Well, the thing is that I've played in a team, and you have as well, where you're on top and you're winning every week, and you play really well. You win 2-1, and no one's excited.
Yeah, of course.
You think, geez, man, we played really well. That's a really good team.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, I was speaking to Chris today. Like Chris was saying it to me today. I know they're all having fun in the chat, but we were saying to each other today. Listen, I mean, it's only 8 games in.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good to be happy your team's top, even with United fans. Like when you look at it, we're only 4 points off Liverpool now, I think, or 5. It's only 8 games in. Anything can happen, So
I was looking at that. Isn't Newcastle like 8th or ninth.
Yeah, well, because they lost 3 or 4 in a row as well, and no one said a word about them either. You know what I mean? So
And I'm thinking all the way down to ninth. Then, if those
yeah,
teams are at home,
exactly.
they're going to be hard to beat.
Of course. I
This is
think
going to be a
United are top.
really
Yeah,
close. This is going
I
to be a
agree.
really close season.
Yeah, I agree.
There's points
100%.
going all over the place.
Andrew's creating something special, Chris says. Reborn says, no, he isn't. He couldn't beat a 9-man team, only beat Luton. Oh, listen, I touched on the stuff with Liverpool last week. It was a disgrace, and Rob's gonna have a bit of a rant about mate. Before we get into any more games, my views on it is, if you're not gonna get this right, scrap VAR altogether, because then all I've got to do is blame the on-field officials. I can't sit there and I've got to blame 5 blokes that are in a studio, however far away. If you can't get offside decisions like that, and even last night, Michael Oliver made how Kovacic stayed on the ground for you guys.
That's the other one.
Like,
Two
and
clear yellow cards.
he's meant to be the best referee, they reckon, that the Premier League have, Rob. Please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I didn't need VAR to see the first one was borderline
No.
a red. He crunched him.
Yeah.
So, if you can't get it right, scrap it. Like, I don't even want to see it if it's unbelievable. So, but on that, we'll go to the next games. We'll touch on a few of the little ones. Before we get to Brighton Liverpool, there's one that shocked me was Everton beat Bournemouth 3-0. Seeing Everton score, let alone 1 goal, but 3 mind blew me.
I think it was in the first half.
Yeah, it was.
All in the first half.
So,
I tipped Everton to win 2-0 because I thought Sean Dyche should work something out.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 goals in the first half. It could have been embarrassing for Bournemouth. They're going to be lucky to stay up.
Trouble. Yeah, well, I with my tips, I did on the first day from the Spurs game. I think I got 5 out of 6, and then last night I went with my rule. I didn't pick a draw, and every game was a draw, so I got nothing. So
yeah,
it's
yeah, you and me both. You and me both.
Yeah.
I was 5 out of 6. I didn't pick draws.
Well, you know what?
What'd you pick for Arsenal Man City?
I picked City. I just thought I thought the Saka thing might hurt Arsenal because they were missing Martinelli from the start, and then obviously he came on, and we'll talk about it. But the Saka thing is the first game he's missed in 100 games or something. I thought that might hurt them. I mean, yeah, I just thought, yeah. I tipped Liverpool because I thought Liverpool, after all that VAR stuff last week, that they were going to come out with a mentality of like, us against the world. So that's why I tipped them. But, I'll read this. Reborn said I picked Arsenal. There you go. Completely random. Does that soccer store in front of the Coles next to Adelaide Central Market still exist? That place
I don't know, Brian.
I don't think it does.
Doesn't it?
I don't think so. But I remember they used to have all the strips, everything in there. Yeah.
They had mini trophies and everything.
Yeah, they had everything. Oh, there you go. Dan said, yes, it does. There you go. It does.
There you go.
Yeah, it used to be across the road. Yeah, it does, Dan saying. Yeah, I haven't been there for years, but I remember it was so popular. And then Chris says Central Markets are the best. They are very good. But yeah, so, Everton got the win, which is, it's definitely a good thing for them. But yeah, I agree Bournemouth are in trouble. We'll bring up these now. So for Reborn, we'll touch on this one now. Brighton 2, Liverpool 2. What did you get from that, Rob? What did you get out of that?
Brighton they're very hard to beat. I mean, they keep coming at you. 2 goals from Salah. I mean, one was a penalty, which I thought was a penalty.
Yeah, I thought so. 100%.
But it's one of these things where, because it was Josh Dunk that scored the equaliser, defender.
Yeah, Lewis Dunk. Yeah,
Lewis Dunk, sorry.
The captain, yeah.
Why did I say Josh? I know a Josh Dunk. Maybe that was it.
Maybe, yeah, it doesn't matter.
But Liverpool, Nunes missed another good chance again. But
they both missed a Gravenberg hit the post from an open goal, and then João Pedro missed a sitter right at the end for Brighton. They both missed some sitters, so
I don't know what they're doing at training, these people. I noticed recently a lot of these players, they get the ball, I'm going top corner. What's wrong with the bottom corner, you moron?
I know. The thing is, from a striker's point of view, when a ball's getting cut back at that pace, you should be going for the bottom corner, because even a lot of the time you're not going to hit it as perfectly as you want, and it will raise a bit anyway. It will
A
rise.
slight bobble and the ball
Yeah,
goes. Yeah,
that's right. So if you get it perfect, you'll go bottom corner, but a lot of the time it will rise because of the movement of the ball and all that. But you know what I thought killed Brighton is they go up. I mean, listen, surely you're allowed to just clear the ball, if in doubt, kick it out. They persisted with the playing at the back, and they conceded 2 goals from it. I know that's their philosophy, which is all well and good, but if there's a pass not on, like Raya was doing it in the Arsenal City game, like if it's not on,
yeah.
don't play it, for God's sake. Just I don't know.
I'd tell you one thing. I could hire myself out as a defense coach right now to any Premier League team and halve the goals conceded.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
From the
Like I said,
goalkeeper to set pieces to defense marking, all of that shit. Because what did I see a game in Italy?
see you,
Some guy
Brian.
was
Have fun, mate. Sorry, yeah, continue, yeah.
Take care, Brian. Thanks for joining us, mate. This guy ended up being played onside, and he was on the penalty spot. No one marking
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Pops the ball in.
yeah.
He turns. He's got just seriously. You can't zonal mark in the 18-yard box.
Well,
You
the
can't.
question I got for you as a coach and you were a centre back, like, is I don't profess to know everything about the way keepers should do things and that, but the question I ask is it, have they gone too much with this all of a sudden? Oh, it's more important for a keeper to be able to play with his feet than actually stop a goal?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Way too much.
what happened to the days where the number one priority was stop the ball going in the net? Like Edwin van der Sar, I think, was the best at it. He was so good with his feet, but his priority was stopping the ball going in the net.
See you, damn. Damn's off.
See you. Take it easy, Dan.
Seriously. And I pick on. I highlight Schmeichel. When a corner's coming over, you can run about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 yards in any direction to get to the ball.
Yeah.
Goalkeepers are standing on their line. The ball's being floated over on the 6-yard line, and they're not even going.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not
I
attacking
agree.
the
I
ball.
agree.
They are not. They are not commanding their penalty area. Neither are the defense.
No, I
The
agree.
defenders. The defenders are defending. They should not be defending. They should be attacking the ball. Every time an attacker like you shoots, what does the defense do? They turn around and wait to see what happens.
Yeah, of
No,
course. Yeah,
you turn
that's right.
around and follow up like the forwards.
Yeah, that's right.
Crazy.
Reborn says, should Brighton defender have gone for the foul on Soberslai? He didn't get anything. Was that dunk? Reborn? Is that the one you're talking about?
I didn't see that, Reeves.
I think it was. I think it was Dunk. Dunk went, yeah, he could, you know what? And then he ended up scoring too. Tell you what, Liverpool, listen, because as a United fan, I think we've been hard done by VAR this year as well. And Liverpool is to a next level. They might feel hard done by again. I think I remember the one Reeves is talking about. And then he ended up scoring, which compounds it even more, doesn't it? But they've had some mares, these refs, Reeves. Like,
Oh, look,
we're going to talk about it. So
there was a goal. Someone threw someone to the ground on the halfway line and went down the wing, crossed it, and they scored. Now, who was that? Just again, clear foul.
clear, exactly.
Absolutely crystal clear.
Yeah, see, Reeves was saying, I think it was Dunk. Yeah, it was a clear shooting opportunity. That was Dunk, to my memory. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, there you go. There you go, Reeves. I agree.
And then he ended up scoring, which kills it. But
yeah,
listen, you know what? From watching the Liverpool game, I thought Klopp keeps changing Gakpo and Nunes. And I thought Nunes played really well again. He set up one of the goals. Hey, Zakal, how are you, mate? He set up one of the goals. He set up Soberslai to put that cross in when Gravenberch missed that sitter. He set up Soberslai when he got the penalty. He got the penalty. So,
and he's still getting in goal scoring positions. He's still doing that.
You know what? Who's actually not playing that well? He gave the ball away for them to concede. Is McAllister. And what I can't say is, can't he put Endo there maybe and play Gakpo at 10 and still play Nunes as well. Because Gakpo's more of a number 10 anyway. That
Yes.
give McAllister a bit of a break. I know he's your signing and you got to, you can persist with your signings, but you can take them out of the firing line a bit. That's what I say about Ten Hag too. You can take them out a bit too.
Your two big stars at the World Cup, young stars, were Jude Bellingham and Cody Gakpo, and they were playing at
Yeah,
number 10.
exactly.
And Ancelotti, where's he playing Bellingham? Number 10.
Oh, 100%.
And
The Reborn said it here, sick of Klopp playing McAllister as a 6. Exactly,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
He bought Endo, he hasn't used him. So if McAllister keeps giving the ball away there, I don't know what to tell you, Klopp. Listen, I'm by no means a better manager than a guy that's won all these trophies, but I know managers get like that. They want to be so persistent with players they signed that sometimes it's the undoing of them.
yeah. It is.
Like I remember back in the day, you look at Ferguson, he bought a Premier League record, he bought Varane in. After a year, he realised it wasn't working, he sold him. That's same even with Guardiola. He bought Bravo in, it wasn't working, he went and got Edison. Sometimes you can't die by your signings because no manager is going to get every signing right. It's impossible. It's impossible. Endo is pretty shit, to be honest, Reborn reckons. Might be good for Europa. Yeah, maybe. Listen, I don't know. But I just thought you could try something else in there. Maybe try Gakpo as a 10 with 2 sitters instead of McAllister sitting by himself because he's obviously struggling a bit with it. But that's obviously why Klopp wanted Caicedo.
Yeah, I think Gakpo is a number 10. He can defend. I think give him the freedom to roam, and I reckon his game's going to lift and he's going to get goals.
Well, because he's young too, so he's obviously going to have work rate in him because he's not old. So he's going to have legs. That's what I think. But yeah, I was going to tip a draw, but I went Liverpool because I thought, like I said, they'd have a siege mentality after the VAR things and that. But
I tipped Liverpool as well.
Yeah, 2-2. Listen, for Man United this week, it was pretty good because Liverpool drew, Newcastle drew, Villa drew, Man City lost. The only one that really won were Arsenal and Spurs, but that's
West Ham, Newcastle drew. Yeah.
That's the next one, I think. I'll bring the results up. We'll talk about it. West Ham, Newcastle, 2-2. Before I get into any of that, everyone goes on about how good Eddie Howe's doing. Mate, David Moyes is doing a good job. He won him a European trophy last year, albeit it's only a competition that's been around for a couple of years, but he won a trophy. And man, he's doing real good this year. So Jared Bowen looks like he should be starting for England. How James Ward-Prowse didn't get called up by Southgate is because Southgate's an idiot.
I worked something out. I watched a corner, a West Ham corner, and you know what I think James Ward-Prowse is doing? He's saying whatever their baseball codes are,
whatever their signs are, yeah, 100%.
He's that confident. He says, "I'm going to put it right there.
Yeah,
start wherever you want, but you finish in that spot, and that's where the ball's going to be."
Yeah.
And he's that good.
Yeah. I was watching a thing once with Ryan Giggs was talking about it, and he goes, when we had David Beckham on corners, he goes, we were so confident he'd hit a spot. He goes, like the Champions League final. He goes, we knew it was coming to that area, and that's just where we got to be. And he goes, we'd score so many. And James Ward-Prowse is the same. His delivery is excellent. But how Southgate hasn't called him up, and he calls up Calvin Phillips and Maguire. Listen, Maguire played the other night, but that full 90 minutes, he's only played 110 minutes for Man United. Phillips played, what's Phillips played? 80 minutes or something? James Ward-Prowse has been on fire.
Yeah.
Well, it's West Ham.
And Jared Bowen, yeah.
Yeah, if I was an England fan, I don't know about Reeves, I'd be so upset that he's taking us into another major tournament because the squad they've actually got, their starting 11 plus maybe starting 14 is a really good lineup. That you think you could do a lot with. Like you said, you got Bellingham, you got Rashford, you got Sterling, you got Saka, Harry Kane is there. John Stones is going to be back, obviously. Like Tomori, Grealish, Foden, exactly. Like Reece James. Like you got the fact that the England fans have got to go with him to another tournament is beyond me. But Reborn says, isn't Prowse one free kick off Beckham's record? He is, Reborn, but
Wow.
I watched it. The thing is, I think James Ward-Prowse has played about 200 more games or something. Because Beckham left the Premier League when
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know how many he played, but that
But
it's
Jude
obviously a
Bellingham,
record, but it's
Jude Bellingham knocked off Ronaldo's record in
he did.
Real
He
Madrid.
did. Yep. And he's not even a
Uh,
forward, is he? He's an attack, like you said, he's a number 10. He's an
yeah.
attacking midfielder. So, listen, he's some player for his age. Like,
And
I,
as
I don't,
and as tell you what, as Zlatan put it the other day, he says, playing is about performance, not
yeah,
money.
100%. When he said that, I said, good on you, man. That's so good he
Yeah,
did that, like,
yeah,
but yeah, Bellingham, for me, this is me personally, at that age, the only two better players that I think I've seen that young one was Wayne Rooney because he was a man at 16 and
yeah.
probably R9. Like at that age, listen, Mbappe as well, you could say he's winning a World Cup as a teenager. Maybe them three are the only players that
Oh,
he's
Maradona
in
was
that.
pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
see, like I
20.
said, that was a bit before me to see it at that age,
Yeah,
but obviously he was. Obviously Pele was. We know that. But me seeing it, what I mean is with my eyes, like,
yeah. Okay.
like
At that
I still
age,
I still think at that age for me, Rooney was
yeah,
one of the best I'd ever seen at that age because he was, like I said, he was a man at 16. It was just his body
he scored
was
his first
freakish.
goal at 16, didn't he?
Just
For
turned
Everton.
16, yeah, against Arsenal. That's
Yeah,
right, yeah. So,
yeah.
but like he's in that category, So he's got the world at his feet. Those guys, like I said, Rooney, Ronaldo, these guys ended up being absolute greats of the game. So
Yeah.
if he continues on this trajectory, he's got, like Reborn just said, Bellingham is going to be a superstar. He is.
And I think
He's got a good
Bellingham's
coach
under
for it too.
a brilliant, brilliant coach.
100%, absolutely.
So he's going to look after him.
Yeah,
And Bellingham's and I think that might tip Kylian Mbappe to go there as well.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I think Mbappe's there next year as well, which is going to make. Listen, I don't know what they'll do this year, but next year, Real Madrid. You got Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Bellingham, and Mbappe goes there. Vinicius, like their team's going to be unreal. So Reborn says, I watched the doco saying that Ancelotti was preparing for Bellingham 20 years ago. It's how he deployed Kaká and he's using the same tactics he did then. It probably is playing the same position that Kaká played for him at
Yeah,
Milan. Yeah,
yeah,
and listen, he was unbelievable too, Reborn. I remember he came to Old Trafford that when they smashed us and
I remember that
he
game.
tore us.
Yeah,
That was at the stage, before Ronaldo Messi era, he was the best player in the world and he was unbelievable. For a number 10, I loved him because he was not, I don't know, he was a bit different. He had pace, he had power, but he was still so technically good. He was, I loved Kaká.
yeah,
He was, yeah, I don't know. Real Madrid killed him for me. It upset me. He went there and his career just went downhill. But,
yeah, yeah.
it's, loves Zlatan and that impersonation too, Rob. GT says. Well, Rob actually met him when he went to the World Cup, didn't you?
Zlatan,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
in
And
Rio, yes.
so when you went up to him face to face, how tall was he in comparison to you?
He was about the same height.
Yeah, see, that's big for a striker, man. Like, and as a defender, how do you deal with someone that tall, as well? Like, that's a,
It really is tough because you personally, I most people misjudge the flight of the ball.
yeah, of course, 100%.
I never outjumped a lot of defenders, like a lot of attackers, most of the time because they misjudge the flight,
Better timing, of course.
and I didn't
Of
even have
course.
to jump.
Yeah.
But the times when you did, and he's strong as well.
Oh, he's solid as anything, yeah. Well, that's
Two,
why I'm actually excited about Hoyland that's at United because he's 6'3", he's lightning, he's strong for 19.
yeah,
That's why I think he's got the world at his feet as well. So,
it'll be good to see how that partnership develops up front between Rashford and Hoyland as well.
well, listen, I don't know if you saw I watched the Champions League. Obviously, United lost to Galatasaray, but he scored 2 goals. One of them, took it on the halfway line and just absolutely tore Galatasaray to shreds. And
Yeah.
little dink over the keeper for a kid that age is really good. So,
Oh, that little dink was just
oh,
mature and class. Yeah.
exactly. So, hey, listen, I said it to score a hat trick on the international debut, you got to be doing something right. So, hopefully, Eric Ten Hag can get the best out of him.
We'll see
But
what happens. Is he Norwegian?
Denmark, Denmark,
Danish.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. So he's
Yeah.
got,
All right.
He's got Christian Eriksen with him at United as well, who's Danish. So
Yep.
that helps him a bit as well, I think. But yeah, we'll bring up the last result of that sort of ones that we're looking at. We can say Fulham beat Sheffield United 3-1, but I didn't watch much of it, to be honest. But they're back on the winning way. But the other big one was Wolves, Aston Villa 1-0. We've all been singing Villa's praise this year, but like I said, look,
Yeah.
everyone was drilling Man United because we beat Wolves. But like I said, now they've ended up drawing with Villa, who are a European contender. They beat Man City. Liverpool beat them too. So maybe Wolves are a bit better than we've predicted. Is that that Pedro Neto's on fire, man?
You know what? No, Man City are excused because we always lose to Wolves, even when they've
True,
got
they
10
are.
men.
Yeah,
And we were 2-0 up. And we
remember that
still
time when
lost 3-2.
Traore scored twice against City on the break? I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a listen, it could be I know that as a player, there's some teams you just don't match up well with, no matter how good you are. So, but yeah, maybe Wolves, like I said, maybe they're a bit better than we thought. Villa, they're still
like,
going to do good. I think they're still good.
But it's like you go on a good run. There's going to be a game where you just nothing seems to go right, or so. In Man City's case, 3 games don't go right, but we'll fix it. Fix it.
Well, like you said, they lost to Newcastle, which started off League Cup, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's League Cup. Maybe they don't care about it." Then they lose to Wolves, and now like the next game we'll talk about, we'll bring it up. Obviously, last night, Arsenal got the chocolates 1-0 against Man City. We've talked about it a bit, like we said. I think Michael Oliver had a mare officiating that game. How Kovacic was on the pitch. And in City's defense, how he didn't let that advantage play when Rico Lewis was through and he scored and he called it back.
Yeah, I was fuming. I was fuming with that. Absolutely fuming.
Yeah, like what sort of officiating is that, mate? Like hashtag Pep out.
And they're already talking about his replacement's going to be Roberto De Zerbi. There you go.
Yeah, I knew that. They were doing that with United. Ten Hag went on a bad run. They're going, we'll get De Zerbi. Oh, yeah.
Reeves are already talking about Liverpool's replacement as well.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time too, which is crazy. But
look,
I mean, like the officiating, when it's
shocking.
When you're in a game like that and you are the 2, let's say, top teams, or 2 of the top 3, 4 teams, you want the referees to officiate it properly because it's meant to be one of the best games of the year, and it wasn't. I don't think either team played that well. David Raya, I mean, obviously Arteta likes him, but I can't tell me he's been much better than Ramsdale because he almost cost them 2 goals.
But even, and I don't care, that's a defender's shot, he's not a striker. I don't give a shit because when I was in the box,
that was a sitter.
6 yards out, I'm not controlling it first. I'm putting it away. That's bullshit.
When it was falling to him, he should have side-footed it instead of trying to control it and rip the leather off it. Like, just pick a spot. But yeah, like I said, that one with the advantage, not letting Lewis through, that was ridiculous. And the Kovacic thing, I don't know. Like, you've played the game, Rob. You've coached it, and you've officiated it. That's ridiculous for me. Like,
even before all this, and obviously in the high-flung world of second division in Mount Gambier, when I also refereed, the whistle's in the mouth, and you just wait 3-4 seconds.
Exactly, because you can bring it back.
Because you can always bring it back. And then you just say to them, look, I tried to play the advantage.
That's right.
And sometimes you play the advantage, he's got an open goal and he misses. And they look at you and say, what about a foul? I says, what? I reckon you would have scored that. You got the advantage, you should have put it away.
Yeah, listen, I agree.
No.
Yeah, and you know what makes it funny is Liverpool fans that will be saying it now. Like Reborn said it to us in our Discord chat. He said, you know, they lost Curtis Jones last week for something nowhere near like Kovacic did.
Yeah,
And, you know,
yeah.
they end up going down to 9 men and then Kovacic stays on the pitch for something like that. It's ridiculous.
Curtis Jones got the ball.
I know. It's so. They did
The
it to
ball
United
was
last
there.
year, Rob, with Casemiro. He got the ball and then they sent him off. Like it's. What
I,
as a
I'm,
what do the parameters say? What is it? It's either foul play. What are they've got the sayings for it. One of them is foul play is a red card, you know, or endangering the player is a red
it's
card.
called serious foul play,
Yeah,
bringing the game into disrepute. So there's no such thing as a yellow card or red card for a bad tackle.
yeah. So for if it's serious foul
Plays-
play, it's a red card. That's
Yes,
yeah, and
and bringing
you
the
know
game unsporting behaviour, unsporting
that's the one.
conduct.
That's the one. Unsporting conduct. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that have set these parameters, and they definitely don't go by them. They don't follow them. So,
No,
and
I
the
mean,
problem is they just go back each other up. They get a referee to come on the screen and talk. I think it's Dermot Gallagher. The guy's got no idea. He just backs his mates. Goes, oh yeah, it was right. It was, oh yeah, I would have done the same thing. Well, no wonder why you're not a ref anymore. You just sit in a studio because you're an idiot as well.
yeah.
Reborn says, I don't think it should have been a red, to be honest, but if you're going to give a red for one, but then let it go, it's a joke. His studs were there the whole time and he got the man. I don't think Kovacic's was a red, Reborn, but it was two yellows. They were two yellows. That's the.
His studs were up at
Yeah,
his
the first
feet.
one were. Oh, yeah.
Both times. It's the same type of
Yeah,
tackle.
true.
But obviously he tackles like that. And
Yeah,
he's been getting away with it. Now he needs to be taught a lesson.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I'm not saying he should have had a straight red, but they were both dangerous tackles, which should have been two yellows. And Reborn saying exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you know, that's. But what do you take from it, Rob? Man City fan, like you said, now 3 out of the last 4 games. And you actually didn't use one late in Europe as well, didn't you, the other day?
We did. We were 1-0 down against Leipzig,
Yeah,
for
and
heaven's
they
sake.
it ended up 3-1 and it looked good, but they didn't score the second goal to the 88th minute or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
and
again, it was an Alvarez absolute
you
pig
know
of a
what?
goal.
Before you
He,
continue any more about what you got to say about City, what a player that kid is. He
yeah.
I hate saying about opposition teams, but I love him. He's excellent.
And he ran down Raya and almost got that rebound.
Yeah, that was like he's just
Like
energy. He's obviously got the
yeah.
skill. He's got the technique. He's a real good player, man.
Well, the test will be because Man City got Brighton next.
Yeah. Okay. Is Rodri back?
Yes.
That's what I thought was going to hurt City, but obviously he played in Europe and they didn't play that well. So
No. No.
I don't know what's wrong with them at the moment. I think they need. I mean, they won the treble with it last year, but you look at it and you think he probably needs. I think he needs to keep playing Vardio left back instead of Ake. Just continue playing him. Stick with that.
Yep.
Diaz was a bit off, I thought, which is unlike him. He's
was.
a very good player. He looked a bit.
Guardiola, so he's only 20. And
Exactly.
I remember this cross that came over for Jesus. And because of Guardiola's timing and his height, Jesus couldn't get the ball.
Yeah, he did well. I remember it. Yeah, and when he got forward one ball that he put in
Yep.
that just missed Haaland. It was a great cross. So, you know, he's
Quality
Haaland.
player.
Is he playing, Chrissy says? He is definitely playing, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the pitch,
He's definitely playing.
but he's got 8
he's
goals
getting
in 8
marked
games.
out. Yeah.
He's getting marked out, but he's got 8 goals in 8 games. Even Romelu Lukaku's got 5 goals in 6 games.
I'll tell you what, I was watching Roma's team actually looks pretty good, like a decent team at the moment. Mourinho's, you know, he didn't start that well, but we won a game 7-0. They're sort of getting it together a bit now, so.
Big man, if you're gonna write Haaland, spell it right.
Yeah, you
Thank
got
you very
to
much.
take that R out of there. G'day, lads. City suffering a little bit of a success fatigue, maybe losing a bit of hunger.
Yeah, maybe at the moment. Maybe.
See, the thing is, I remember when obviously United won the treble, And the year after, we ended up winning. We won. We didn't win Europe again the next, but the year after, we won the league by about 15 points after winning the treble. So, but they always said Sir Alex was so good at keeping his team hungry.
Yeah.
Whether that's a thing or at the moment could be onto something, I don't know. But I think they're missing De Bruyne, whether they will admit that or not.
Yeah.
You're always gonna miss him, and he's out for a little bit. You know, they probably missed Rodri. They probably missed Rodri as well last night. They definitely would. Everyone's going to miss him.
Your central defensive midfielder is so important. He can make or break games. He can sweep in front of the defense. Huge player. Huge player.
And you know what? He's only got himself to blame too, because the red card he got was so dumb. They were like, he didn't need to touch that guy's neck when they were playing against Nottingham Forest. Like, they were winning 2-0.
Yeah.
He's only got himself to blame, really. So
yeah.
Will they have a go at Paqueta in January? Or do they need him? Oh, they wanted him, but didn't he have some gambling scandal? That's why they stepped back or something?
That's why we stepped back. So we're not sure now.
He's playing well for West Ham.
He is.
See, either moment there's a West Ham fan, he won't want to hear you say we're going to go for him. He probably wants you to say, no, I don't think we're going for him.
There's a number of players on the radar, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm starting to question Pep's motivation as well, because he's now won the Champions League.
Yeah, true.
So before results start dipping, I think we seriously have to consider. And everyone knows I'm not a Pep fan, but he doesn't know how to react well. He never has. We're gonna keep playing our game. Yeah, right. Well, not when you're 2-0 down, dickhead.
Well, see, the thing about City is that, like you're saying, they could come out and get some more bad results now, or they could come out and go on a 20-match unbeaten streak. It's just a bit of a wait and see with them, isn't it? That's the thing. So,
but it's up to the players that end up winning those games when we're down. It's
yeah,
not
of course.
Coach.
Of course,
he doesn't make the changes.
Of course.
On
what are the moments saying? Paqueta, I thought Paqueta and Casemiro were Brazil's two best players at the World Cup too.
Yeah.
The rest, I don't think the rest of the team, the squad showed up besides them two, Paqueta and Casemiro. So he's been in good form. Mate, if City come in for him, and in January, they're going to ask for a huge fee for him. So maybe not in January, but I'm sure someone's going to come in for him soon. But
even Alisson got picked off early with that first Brighton goal, remember?
Yeah, he did, yeah. And it was from a young player. That was a real good...
25 yards out. And hang on, there's a gap. I'll take it now.
Yeah.
It's a good goal. Very good goal.
Reborn reckons he'll be off to PSG. They have an open checkbook, right? Yeah, who knows? Paqueta is class, does the dirty work, sublime skills, very interesting blend of traits. Yeah, he is. I like him. That's why I think him and Casemiro play well together for Brazil, because they complement each other. So...
This is the Brazil that Senegal put 4 goals past a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah, true. That was after the World Cup, though.
It was after the World Cup.
I did say during the World Cup. So, but yeah, and touching on that, we've touched on all the results. But Rob, we've got a Rob's red card, don't we? I'm gonna bring up the graphic.
Rob's red card.
Let me. I'll bring Rob's red card up the graphic, and then I'll let Rob have his little say. Here's that. Rob's red card. So Rob's red card of the week. What is it, Rob? I'll let you. I'll give you the stage.
I'll start. No. Yellow card's not. Listen, 3 letters that this game doesn't need. In order. V-A. No. Yeah. This is huge. This is huge, people. Nothing wrong with a camera. A camera can record. Those people that are working behind the scenes, making the decisions, your time, get out. You're useless. You don't know the game. It's time for you. Early retirement. See you later. Let's put some players in there that know the game. Otherwise, scrap it entirely. You're done.
I could not agree with a comment that you've made more tonight, because I said it earlier, and I didn't know that's what you were going to say, but I said it. VAR, if you can't get it right like that, we'll bring it back to that Liverpool one. If you can't get that right, mate, there's no place for that in the game. If you can't get these simple decisions right, like, there's no place for it. Bring it back to when there was human error, like I said, where I only have to blame the officials that are on the pitch, and then they're culpable. It's not oh, it was this guy behind this camera and this guy there, and oh, the communication was wrong. Because then
Correct.
there's all these excuses, and
Correct.
we don't want to hear excuses.
Either moment's got the right point, and this is what I'm talking about. From day one, this is the other thing. No, you're going to get it again, VAR, because I tell you what, every time there's a new innovation, they check it, they test it with the under 17s, World Cup, blah blah blah, tournaments. Did they
Yeah,
check
yeah.
it properly? No, they didn't.
No, no. Yeah, no, 100%. Either moment, I agree. Spot on. All they had to do was say Liverpool goal, not check complete, just basic communication. Exactly. Like, and I get that it's the protocols. Oh, they're not allowed to stop the game. But when an error that bad happens, surely they could have said, wait a second, bring it back 30 seconds. That was a goal. Because
Yeah,
even Ange wouldn't have had a leg to stand on because the pictures later would have shown it was a clear goal.
yeah.
So call of the night, Rob's red card, Childo reckons. Yeah. Hey,
But
it's
look, even on the weekend again, there's penalties not given.
uh,
There's a penalty decision where a player stepped on the goalkeeper's foot and he goes, "Oh, that wasn't a penalty." Yeah, but he was being tugged back
yeah.
a millisecond before. Clear penalty. What are you
Well,
guys not seeing?
there was the one the week before I spoke to you about it, and I spoke to Reborn about it with Man United the week before when we lost to Palace. Varane hit a 40-yard ball into Rashford. It travels 40 yards, and the defender was facing his goal. It hits his arm, stops the
Mm,
ball going to Rashford, who's going to score, and they go no penalty. How can a ball travel 40 yards? It's not like it's coming from 30 centimeters away. Hit someone's hand. It
yeah,
doesn't matter if he intentionally did it. It hit his hand from 40 yards.
yep,
That's handball. And the fact that
clear.
they can't call that is ridiculous. So, like I said, get rid
And
of it. And
Reeves, the fourth official was the one that said he can't do anything. There's the problem with
yeah,
the process.
that's
So
stupid. Exactly.
these employees, you're out.
Yeah,
Get
I agree.
lost.
Like, and you
Go
know
play
what?
lawn bowls.
I said that last week. I went on a bit of a rant about it. And the funniest part about it was I was saying the whole time, I was like, I'm going on the biggest rant supporting Liverpool. And I hate Liverpool. Like everyone knows, I'm the biggest Man United fan. But I said these things bring the wider football world together because
Yep.
it's that bad of a decision.
Yep.
And I said the exact same thing last week. His Darren England was that official that was in charge of VAR. I'm sorry if you are working for another billion dollar company that's not the English Premier League, and you make a mistake of that magnitude that could cost football teams millions of dollars, could cost championships, could cost
Yep.
whatever,
Yep.
you get the sack. So why
Yep.
is he not getting the sack for such a horrific error is beyond me. Why aren't all of them? I said everyone that was in that room should either be punished, you're back in the championship for a year, or sacked, or something should be done because now they're just getting away with it. Like, oh, and you know what they'll turn out? They'll come out and say, oh, I've had to struggle with it this week, my mental health, rah, rah. Get on with it, mate. Like, you made the worst decision ever. You should be punished for it. Because if I did that at my job, Rob does that at his job, and we're, like I said, if you're working for another billion-dollar company, like the Premier League, the soccer world is, you'd get the sack, mate, if you're costing people this. So,
Yep.
I don't know what else to say, really. That's,
Yeah. Don't come Monday. That's
yeah,
unforgivable. Maybe
exactly.
all that group of referees should pay all the win bonuses that Liverpool would have got.
Well, I said this to Reborn. It goes more than just Liverpool. Because let's say Liverpool end up losing the title by 1 point, right? Or,
Yep.
like goal difference or something. They'll say that they could have won it. But then it could be a chain reaction of effect for, say, Man United might not make top four because of that decision, or vice versa.
And
It's such a chain reaction of decisions that could happen from that one thing that they don't get it, really.
wasn't it Brighton last year? There were 3 or 4
Brighton
decisions.
got so hard done by last year. One, I think, against
That could have been
Arsenal.
6 or
Yeah, it
9
was
points or something.
exactly, and
That's
they could have made the Euro. Yeah,
that's insane.
exactly,
And it cost them a
exactly,
higher place, potentially a higher place in Europe, which means more
exactly,
income.
exactly. I, the moment, says Ollie, aka Michael Oliver, actually refed this week. Yeah, and that's what we're saying. The
Uh,
moment, he's meant to be their number one ref. That's what they keep saying it all the time. They're happy to say it when we're watching the games. And he was terrible last night in the City Arsenal game. Like,
but they clearly they've never played the game. They
Reborn
didn't
says
play the
cough.
game.
Rodri handball cough. But it's true though. That's what I'm saying, Reborn. At least if they leave it to the people on the field, we're just blaming them. They're culpable, and we know all humans can make errors because every
Especially split,
person
split
exactly,
decision
and
timing, you know.
so we accept that more. We're like, oh, it was an offside goal, but we accept it more because they didn't look at it for 10 minutes and still get it wrong.
Yeah,
But
exactly. And you know, the only thing that's working is the goal line technology in
yeah,
out. That
yeah,
works. That's good.
it's because none of them have got anything to do with it. It's a computer telling you it's over a line. It's good. But yeah, on that, we're going into the international break, so I'll bring up the fixtures and we'll look at them quickly. But we will do a show next Monday and give our predictions and that. But I'll bring them up quickly now because we won't have anything to review next week, but we can look at the upcoming fixtures a bit more. But I'll bring them up. So it is
Merseyside
the
derby.
Merseyside derby to start the week off. Liverpool at Anfield, huge game. Bournemouth Wolves, massive game. Brentford Burnley, big game for them too. Man City
Yep,
Brighton, as Rob said, big game.
it is.
Chelsea Arsenal, another big game. Aston Villa
Chelsea.
West Ham is a real big game too, like the way they're
Yeah.
playing. So
Yep. And Tottenham now, they're at real risk of just not focusing at the wrong time, and they might get picked off.
well, now you know what the thing is about Tottenham is, and we've seen it as City fans, Reborn seen it as Liverpool fan, as I've seen it as a Man United fan over the years. Teams are gonna want to beat them now.
Yep.
They're like, wait a second, they're the team to beat right now, and
Yep.
yeah. So Reborn says Aussies in Wembley. The last time didn't we win in England was when we beat them 3-1, didn't we? When Harry Kewell scored, I reckon
We
was the last
did.
time we beat them there. But
We
I
did.
don't think that was at Wembley. I think the new Wembley was getting built, and that was at Villa Park or something, to my memory.
Yeah,
So
it
I
wasn't.
don't
Yeah,
think because
Wembley.
it was getting the new one was getting built at the time.
That's it.
But I don't know, Reeves. I would imagine England get the chocolates against us on Friday, but go the Aussies. Hopefully, we can get something out of it. Maybe Ange can come as a guest coach for the day since it's in England. It's in his city. It's in his city where he's coaching now. So,
Yeah, it's too. He'll be at the
Chris,
game, surely.
what did Chris say? Did Fulham beat Arsenal? They didn't play. They drew earlier in the year. That was when when Ramsdale, he chipped him in the first minute. And they drew 1-1, I think. Fulham, Arsenal. I think so. They drew.
Yeah, either moment. That's that casual Australian attitude. No worries.
Yeah.
We do this. We do this.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But you know what? I actually do agree with that other moment. They're getting the job done. It hasn't been anything great. It's been good. They've been playing good football. He's going to be missing Basuma next week now, which has been a
Yeah.
huge player for him. So we'll
Yeah.
see how he goes without him. He's been massive for Ange. Listen, I'm going to tip Tottenham. I still think Tottenham are going to win, but they're going to be a hunted team, so to speak, now. So
They are, and they're always, I think, vulnerable to give up a goal or two. Always.
yeah, I think so. Listen, I really like the Dutch centre back. I'm not sure if Koeman is having a look at him for the national team, but I'm sure it won't be too long before he does.
Yeah.
Because who does he play? He plays Van Dijk and De Ligt, doesn't he? But Timber's
Yeah.
injured. Timber's not
Timber's
there because he's
injured.
injured.
And obviously Nathan Ake and
Yeah, Ake, yeah.
Denzel Dumfries on the right.
Yeah.
But
So listen, I'm sure he'll be getting a look in sooner or later. Maybe not this time, but I'm not sure where he didn't come from one of the big clubs, did he? I mean, he came from I think
no,
Alkmaar maybe.
Alkmaar, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, he's real good. He scored the winner on the weekend for Tottenham as well. So, and he's a big boy, man.
And he assist last week,
Yes.
a 30-yard
Yeah.
ball,
Yeah.
and he's only young. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. At the moment, says Sonny and Matters playing. Saw too is the thing they had to manage. Yeah, me and Rob
Yeah.
talked about that. They finished the game with no Madison, no Son, no Richarlison. So, and that's why Reeves is saying it. They're a big injury away because they don't have much depth. Which I always said that the thing that will be Ange's downfall, I think, is Daniel Levy working for that owner because
yeah,
he sold Harry Kane for 100 million and didn't really bring him in anything.
no,
So where'd that money go? You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
They lost
And
Perisic is out. Perisic is out for the year, and Basuma's missing next game, which I said so. But Chris said again, he reiterates, it's our best start since 1980. And like I said, you got to live it. That's power to him. That's
Romero played well as well. He's playing well.
yeah,
This international break will suit Ange down to a T because he's just
yeah, I
going
think
to
so.
call these people injured and give them, this break which they need.
The
But
only thing,
that December cluster of
oh yeah,
games is going to be critical. We'll see what happens.
oh yeah. See, the only thing that I think could hurt Ange because it hurt us a bit, United, because of our South American players. I don't know where Romero and Richarlison are going for international. They might come back a day before the next Premier League game. The way the internet. So, and I think that hurt Romero last time a bit, but yeah, I don't know. I think that I'll bring up. I think they're playing the late game, which might help them. They're playing Tuesday, the 24th. So that could help them. They're not. They should have their players back, give them a bit of a rest, and not play till Tuesday. But
Brazil playing on Friday against Venezuela,
that's the 13th this week. So then,
and then the 18th
ooh,
against Uruguay.
see, that could be bad for United. Casemiro might not be back.
And these are World Cup qualifiers, so they're going to have to play.
So I'll bring that up. Like Man United are playing on the 22nd. Casemiro's playing on the 18th in South America. The chances him getting back for United is very slim, So
he's going to have to get on a plane that day because they kick off at 10:30. This is our time, Wednesday.
It's crazy.
Which means it's actually Tuesday. He's going to have to get on a plane because they lose time.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, the South American things. But see, and that could hurt Liverpool too. They got Nunes, McAllister, Diaz, all South Americans, Allison.
Argentina playing Paraguay and then they're playing Peru.
There you go. So McAllister, Allison, Nunes, Diaz. They got 4 South Americans that are in their starting lineup, really.
And my brother's going to the Ecuador-Colombia game.
Oh yeah, cool.
He's over there.
Yeah, good. But yeah, so that brings us to the end of it. We've touched on the games. We will be back next week. We'll give our predictions for the week, the upcoming week. We touched on them a little bit there, but what do you want to leave us on, Rob? Anything you want to leave us on?
Have I mentioned? No, I've done that. Let's just hope that after this international break, everyone regroups and the officiating become a non-conversation because the quality of the football and speaks for itself.
Yeah. The one thing I want to leave on is I'm going to direct this to the Man United fans. I said it when it was all happening. Be careful what you wish for, because the grass isn't always greener. When they treated a club legend like De Gea like shit.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying Onana's bad, but he's been bad. And De Gea, I think, would have stopped that with his foot, that goal on the weekend. That's the type of keeper he was. So, listen, I hope he comes good. I know he's a better keeper than that because I've seen him play better for Ajax, for Inter, for his country.
Yeah.
But as we saw when Peter Schmeichel retired, I think Gary Neville said it. He said the goalkeeping position at Old Trafford is the hardest position to get someone in. He goes, because it's not just about their ability. They've got to be so strong up here. That's why it took us. I mean, we had Bosnich, who had a good year with us, but we went through Bartes, who was a World Cup winner, until we got to Van der Sar. You know what I mean?
Taibbi.
Yeah, like what we did. We had Taibbi, Tim Howard, Roy Carroll, Mark Bosnich, Fabian Bartes, who were all good keepers. Like we know Bosnich was an excellent keeper. Like he won a league, and it still wasn't good enough with United until we got to Van der Sar. So like either moment said he looked a bit casual against Brentford. Are you guys going to be covering any A-League or just EPL? Either moment says. I'm not sure. We'll see. We may do some A-League. We'll see. We may try to do it. Just depends on the times that we get. But we definitely might try to do Might try do some of it, I reckon. Yeah, we'll see. And the moment says Schmeichel. Yeah, he was. Listen, replacing him was unbelievable. I remember it as a fan, and I love that. To me personally, I'm not saying he was better than him, but I liked Van der Sar more than Schmeichel. I'm not saying he was better than Schmeichel. It was just I liked him. There was something about him because he was so good with his feet as well. He was so he was just I don't know. There was something about
he was
Van der
very
Sar.
good. He's very good at penalties as well.
Yeah, I loved him. I loved both of them. It was just maybe because I was a bit older with Van der Sar. I'm not sure, but yeah,
Your two key positions. I don't care what anyone says. Is your goal scorer and your goalkeeper.
yeah, I agree. I
You,
agree.
you give yourself half a chance to win every game if you've got
Yeah,
those two quality positions. And if the
yeah.
goalkeeper's got a strong mind, he controls the 18-yard box. He's the captain in the box.
Oh, of course. Well, see, the thing
Yeah,
about him is, listen, he played in the Champions League final last year, and he had the most clean sheets in Europe. He had 8 clean sheets, Onana. So
right.
we know he's good. It's a very scrutinised position at Old Trafford. We know that. It's more than just the Serie A looking at you. The whole world's looking at you with United at the moment, and we know that. I'll let Rob answer this question for either moment because he probably knows a bit more of what's the word in Adelaide, RE, the Reds, Adelaide United, I believe he's talking about.
Yeah, read the Reds. I'm going to have to pass on this one. I have not read much this time.
Listen, I think they're quietly confident going into the season from what I've heard and that because they always are though. The moment they always are pretty confident with Adelaide United. So
they have to regroup a little bit. They've lost Goodwin.
Yeah, I think that's going to hurt them.
It is, but we'll see what happens.
Is it the same coach? I think it's the same coach, isn't it? Not new manager though, just a mindset refresh. Yeah, I think it's the same. I don't think they've changed.
Yeah,
that.
Carl Viet's still the coach.
Carl Viet's still there.
Who used to play in my team way back in the day.
Well, I played against him when I was first coming through, and he was old then. I remember he came Adelaide City. We went and played Adelaide City. Yeah, I played against Adelaide City, and he was funny playing against him. He was very one-dimensional, but he got the job done. That's what I saw of him when I was playing against him. But I was young, and yeah, it was. I remember playing against him. It was funny.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but we'll see.
Adelaide always unearth top talent. The moment says they do. They've had a good run with some good players come through, like Lecky, Nathan Burns. Like we've had some good ones over the years.
But we don't keep them though.
Yeah, we never keep them.
Stefan Malk, James Truisi.
Yeah, Stefan Malk. Yeah, Truisi.
Yeah. We don't keep them. We lose them anyway.
Very true. But on that note, guys, thank you for coming in. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Like I said, we will be back on Monday. But before then, me and Chris will be back Thursday, I believe. There might be something in between on a Wednesday night or something. But thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
It's been good. We will see me and Rob, and hopefully not John is struggling because he's just had his second kid at the moment. So to get on the screen, he's
asleep.
Yeah, probably asleep. So the moment says, cheers, boys. He says, Inakunda, big year, wanted by Bayern Munich. Inakunda, there you go.
Yeah, right.
There you go. And Childo says, great show, guys. But yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Ciao.